I said to myself,
Also, have
the things I'm doing aren't good for my health, and I feel like a beetle on its back.
go along with what
And there's
belief
no
that love
way
is deep in
for
everyone's
me to get
personality.
up.
I
Love will
don't
get
think
you
we're
like
saying
a
there's
case of
anything wrong with love.
anthrax.
We just don't think that what goes on
And that's
between
something
people
I
should be
don't
shrouded
wanna
in mystery.
This is just so unique, man. Damn. Hey, welcome to Into the Music. I'm Chris. I'm here with my buddy Greg, and Greg has something for me to react to. So tell me all about it, Greg.
I will, and I love when you call me your buddy. That just makes me feel really good. Thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah, you're my buddy too. All right. Virtual hug. All right.
Uh,
So I do have something for you because we're buddies, and buddies do really good things for buddies. So that said, I got a song for you, and when I give you the song name, you might be like, "What the hell?" It's called Anthrax. I'm going to give you some
you're
Anthrax.
gonna give me Anthrax.
Yes, I am because
Okay, somebody you
I'm
are.
really, really a good friend.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me. Take this, buddy.
Trust me. From Gang of Four. Gang of Four. They're my favorite new band.
Are they?
They are. They are. Quickly, suddenly.
I've never even heard of them. So
I'll shut up. You know me. So just go check it out. We'll talk on the other side. Anthrax, Gang of Four. I gave you the
okay.
link. Go find it and
I'll
go have
give
fun.
I'll give the gang a shot. You know it's going to be good when it starts off with feedback. this is just so unique, man. Damn. Let me go back a little bit here.
That what goes on
And that's
with
something
people
I
will be
don't
shrouded
wanna
in mystery.
catch. Love will get you like a case of anthrax, and that's something I don't wanna catch. Love will get you like a case of anthrax, and that's something I don't wanna catch.
Oh, I could have used another couple of minutes of that, at least. Oh man, this is something.
All right, so you're back from checking out some Anthrax. So you
I'm
look
so glad you gave me Anthrax.
you look like you're okay. So
I built up a
what?
baby.
Yeah, what do you think?
It I said in the reaction, I said, you know, any song that starts off with feedback, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
Um, so what is that, like a minute and a half of feedback?
yeah,
Um, then some sounds that like, when you first get it, you got your first electric guitar and you plugged it in, you made as much noise as possible, and it was the coolest thing in the world.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I love this song, man. They made so much use of doing that. So much good use of doing that with the feedback and just the crazy kind of stuff. And then when it stopped and it was just the drums and the bass, that was really, man, that interaction was great. And then of course when the vocals started, where they got the two vocal tracks
yeah,
going, it
yeah,
just, I don't know what they were saying other than that one line, that love will get you like a case of anthrax.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Other than that, I didn't really know what they were saying, but it all fit together so nicely. And I really liked this song. I really did. It was too short, I thought.
yeah,
Especially because once they got into that part with the bass and the drums and the vocals, you had already been like maybe a third through the song, so I could have used some extra time with that, some
yeah.
extra, for it to be extended, but no such luck. So, but I thought this was a great song.
Oh, that makes me feel great. Because I really like this song. I really like this band. Um, what's cool though, I think with that distortion sound, that they go back to it a bit towards the end. As the
Yeah,
song
yeah.
it starts coming up against, kind of like
Uh-huh.
surfacing,
Uh-huh.
differently, and it doesn't take the
A little
place
more
of the
controlled.
lyrics. A
Yeah.
little more controlled, and there's still some lyrics singing going on too, I think, right? So it kind of meshes in, where in the beginning it was like, again, like a minute and 30 seconds or so of just complete
I think it was cool.
sound.
They took that chance.
They took that chance, and the beginning, that very first sort of distorted sound, it was as though like you put the guitar on the floor, and it's just like, making that crazy sound, and just goes like untouched, whatever. And then it was like almost like, as though the guitar gets picked up, but then it's like
Yeah,
hitting
yeah, yeah. Just playing
strumming.
around with it,
Now,
hitting it.
yeah,
Yeah,
playing around like, oh, this is really cool. And, I don't
right.
want that distortion to go away. I'm gonna like, let me try this. It was just so, like, it was so controlled chaos, It was
Yeah.
really, really, really. I just loved it. And then that drum and the bass kick in. Now like all of a sudden it's like, there's some like controlled stuff.
Right.
Comes in,
Right.
and but then that's not even a standard sort of like because then like you said, then all of a sudden I wouldn't be standard like okay, I've heard this like because then it's so unique where
Hmm.
again like you had the guy
Yeah,
almost
it didn't
talking.
go into some
He's
kind of
talking
common
while
type
the
of
guy's
sounding
singing.
thing. Right.
Yeah, and he's saying like two different, and you're trying to pick that up. First listen is like
No, I
really
didn't. I
almost
didn't try. I just, like I said, the only
impossible.
thing that stood
Yeah,
out was that main line about um,
that main
love will
line.
get you like a case of anthrax.
And also, I feel like a beetle on its back. He kept
Oh
repeating
yeah,
that
right. I
line.
got that one stuck
And
out.
that, I mean, just the image of like with the legs and just, and like, almost like think about, what that poor thing is trying to do. Like, it's like panicking, you can't get back on its feet and stuff like totally taken out. Yeah, yeah. So this,
Yeah, but do you ever feel like that as a human when you're on your back and it's like,
oh
just
yeah,
like,
yes, yeah. That's why it really resonated with me. Like, there are moments, in my life where almost like the feet are knocked out from under you, and you're down, and then, how you want to get back up. You want to get back up, whether it was, like physical kind of thing, fights or something like that, or where, just in life, you get some hard blows to the gut stuff, you just, I mean, life, ups and downs,
well,
stuff like that.
I meant literally, like you're
Oh,
trying.
literally being on your back.
Yeah, and it's hard to get out. Start flailing your arms and legs.
Yeah, now I got this image of you on your back, flailing your arms and legs. So yeah, Gang of Four, they were an English post-punk band formed in 1976 in Leeds. And so the original members were John King, guitarist Andy Gill, bass guitarist Dave Allen, and drummer Hugo Burnham. I believe so the bass guitarist Dave Allen, he's playing bass on this song. And then later on, Sarah Lee, bass player, she replaced Dave Allen.
I hear nobody doesn't like her playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because how'd you know that?
What?
Nobody likes her playing?
Nobody doesn't like her playing.
Oh,
Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
I thought you were going there.
It's like it's like
No,
custom
you know
made
why I
joke.
stopped? Because in my sort of deep dive into the band, when she replaced him, my
Yeah.
understanding is that there was actually resentment amongst the fans. They really gave her a hard time in the beginning. They were like comparing her to Dave Allen. And so when you said that, at first I thought you were going with the Sarah Lee joke, but then I was like, wait a minute, does he know something about?
No,
Yeah,
you should realize that I will always go for the most obvious joke,
there you
no
go.
matter
Yeah,
how bad it might
I
be.
know. I know that about you. Why was I like doubting? So and then Andy Gill, he's the guitarist and he's creating all those crazy sounds.
Huh.
And he's like pretty amazing. This band I think is amazing. And I'll kind of get into how I sort of found out about them. But he passed away last February of last year. I believe that's when he passed away. And they there were times in where they kind of called it quits and then they got back together and then they um and it got to I believe where John King and Andy Gill, they were the two remaining members as they kind of formed, got back together. And I think in 2011, 12, 14. So and then I think John King basically said, I think, a few years ago, I'm out, I'm done, just I don't know if he wanted to tour anymore. And Andy Gill kept the band going. He was the only, remaining member in the band, and then up until his death. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of like, just a sort of overview of the band.
So when did
Yeah.
this come out?
So this went out. I believe this went out in, and I'm actually staring at the screen thing. So this went out in 1979,
Oh, okay.
and it was off this might have been their debut album. If I'm wrong on that, nail me, fans out there. But it was off their album Entertainment. Yeah, and
Entertain.
yeah, entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's my understanding. So this song, here's the thing, this song was not the one. So I discovered this band when I gave you APB. I want to
Okay.
shoot you down. And
Okay.
when I was doing, research on that, because that was a song that back in the 80s, I loved it, danced, it was had that real funk punk kind of funk, riff. And so and they were from Scotland. And yet this band was mentioned alongside of them,
Okay.
that there was like a sort of, this band was coming up at the same time.
Hmm.
And some of the songs do have some funk and stuff like that. They're very inventive kind of. And so this band, a couple of others. So I'm like, hey, okay, I'll check out the music of those bands, and a couple others like, okay, this band, I was just like, I checked this out, oh my God, oh my God. And there's this one song that, I already had on the list for you. It was always going to be the first one for you, always. And then I stumbled upon Anthrax and I was like, oh shit, this is so good.
Oh, so you
And
had another song lined up by the same band.
yes, it's
You
already on
wanted
the
me, yeah,
list.
yeah.
That's for
Okay.
you. Maybe you haven't gotten down to that part yet. Yeah, that one you're going to react to, and that was going to be the first one. But then I was so taken by this, and also this has like a little Devo sound too. It's got a little bit, to me, a little bit of a Devo kind of with the drum percussion and just a stop start kind
Mhm.
of thing. You know, yeah, I know you're giving a face. I don't know, jumped out at me. So I thought,
Maybe I missed something, man. I'm not
well,
gonna say
well,
you're wrong.
well, Devo was completely against the grain, and anyway, I mean, with their music was,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much so. And I think this song is too. So, I think in that
Yes.
regard, and I just thought it was like a perfect sort of recipe kind of thing to like give this to you, and yeah, cool, man. So
Yeah.
I
Good
rolled the
choice.
dice. Yeah,
Good choice. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm really interested to see what kind of feedback, what kind of attention that this particular, we normally never talk about this, like, what kind of attention that a reaction is going to get. But I'm really, really interested because, like, APB kind of got some views and that's it.
Hmm.
But this band, from my understanding, was a real big, popular, had a real strong fan base, not only in England, but I think throughout of Europe. So
Hmm.
I'll be really interested to see, what kind of views we get on this one. But yeah, yeah, I'm there quickly becoming in like investigation, man. Just really just loving the songs that I'm coming up with. So, but we'll see. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm so glad you like this. You want to take it out?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, and hit that like button if you like this, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And we'll see you next time on Into the Music.
See ya.